Greetings and salutations, friends. When we last left off, I was, well, a little bit lost in this cave here. And I can't even get in it. Yeah, I wasn't really sure where to go. And I was thinking of looking it up, but I'm just going to pick my way through it. Figure it out the old-fashioned way. I was very busy blathering the last episode, not really paying attention to anything that I was doing, so very possible that, you know, I just missed something kind of obvious. We have some metal slimes here. If we're lucky, we'll actually manage to kill some of them. And they flee. Well, that's life. I think we found the way out, actually. It's just kind of a guess, but something tells me that's the way out. I don't know, maybe I'll go through and see if there's any more stuff. And if there isn't any more stuff, if that is in fact the way out. Oh, well that's not, and we've been there already. Well, that answers the question. I should probably heal Nevin. In fact, he can heal himself. We'll search around here a little bit. I'll actually pay attention to my comings and goings. And hopefully we won't be so lost in this episode. I should probably take them off of auto attack. I don't know if those bags run, but I do want to kill them. Because money is always good, right? Oh, we got some experience. We got a level up here. Millie. A fairly decent one at that. Because everyone's getting their asses kicked by us. Actually, it's not too bad. The lava's not all that bad. Which is good. And there's a dead end. We've probably explored this already. So, many apologies. But after so many episodes of bow tie, we got a bow tie. Off of bats. Oh, I guess they're dapper bats. Yeah, after so many episodes of just, you know, running around towns and stuff, I guess it's kind of nice to have some action. Let's see what that bow tie is about. Curious here. So we match us with a snappy suit to leave an inspired impression. So it's not terribly useful. It's not all that bad either, I guess. You know, a lot of the Dragon Quest games had the style mechanic. I'm not really sure when it came about. I do know that there's often little side quests and things like that that involve it. Hopefully we will find our way through. I get very paranoid in these sorts of games when traversing lava. It's usually very easy to die. This game is not too bad. It would be nice if we could find the exit though. I think we've combed this place pretty thoroughly actually. And I usually try to do these types of things, you know, in one shot, because it's pretty easy to forget what you were doing the day before. That's a very creepy dance. For some reason those lesser demons make me think of xenomorphs from the Alien series. And it's official, we're lost. Unfortunately, this is a two-dimensional... Well, actually, no. I'm gonna think about it. Three-dimensional map. I was gonna say it's two-dimensional map and we can just random walk it. But, yeah, it's kind of three-dimensional. Of course, they're you know, there's different floors on flat grids, so maybe... And we left. We left. We left the building. Oh man, we're not doing so hot here. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can do it. One of the things about, you know, about these kinds of maps is... I was going to say you can do a random walk. That was, you're not familiar with the term. It was, basically, mathematical experiments and theories. I think they were conducted during World War II, where these two mathematicians, I think they were mathematicians, I forget their names, but they were just trying to figure out, you know, if you were just randomly walking around the grid from, you know, trying to get to one point to another point, you know, how many tries it would take. I mean, you know, it doesn't sound very interesting or anything like that, but it's important because a lot of that stuff really kind of led to the computer sciences or contributed to them later on. So the random walks found that eventually you had a pretty good chance of, you know, getting from point A to point B. You know, of course this wasn't just a straight line, these were through, I guess, little mazes or something. You had a pretty good chance of it if you're on a two-dimensional grid. But three-dimensional, well, the calculation showed that it is really unlikely that you would get to a certain point. It's much more difficult. So that's what I was saying. You know, this kind of thing, if this is on a flat grid, then if you're just randomly walking around, you would eventually get out and find the exit to where you want to go. A three-dimensional grid, though, is a little different. Of course, these are stacked two-dimensional grids, so I don't think the chances are quite as bad. Now, if you've ever played a game called Daggerfall, which was an Elder Scroll game, that did have highly complex three-dimensional dungeons. And it's a game I would love to cover, but it's so difficult to navigate those dungeons, and they're so huge that I just can't see it happening on a Let's Play. Sometimes it'd take me 2 or 3 hours to clear a single dungeon. So Nevin levels up, 6 hit points, 3 magic points, and the same stats. So yeah, I really do think he's temporary. Okay, so hopefully this will get us out of here. It seems that there's 2 floors, one up, one down. This is mostly for my own good, though I'm trying to remember this. So that we're not random walking, we're actually moving with a purpose, which gives us a far better chance of finding our way than just blindly groping about. The problem with this dungeon here is that everything's very similar. Not good. You know, like it's hard to kind of find a landmark. And there's a lot of staircases. Of course, I've dealt with this sort of thing a lot in the past, so I think this goes to a dead end, right? So this goes to the treasure chest, yes. Good. So we're figuring it out. One thing that I really liked about Dark Souls, well, I love the game in general, but one thing that I really liked about was that you could get stones. You could buy little stones that you could drop to mark your path. Of course, other players could see them online, and I don't think they lasted terribly long, but you could at least kind of have an idea of where you were going and all that. Of course, I didn't have much trouble walking around in Dark Souls, like with getting lost in the levels, but there are a few places where they came in handy. And I think the first time I played the game, sometimes I'd throw them by an entrance or something, just so I knew. So, was there a staircase there? I think we came out. We didn't come through the staircase in lava. Hope not. It'd be just our luck. I wonder if I can. It'd be nice if there were like a repel spell or something to stop these random battles. I know there's holy water. I think we have some. I don't know if it would help us though. Maybe we can try it. I know that the thing says weak enemies or something. Hopefully that's relative to your level. Let's see if we have holy water or something, because that would really help me think. Magic water, it's not what we want. Looks like we don't really have much of anything. Here we do. Holy water. Weaker enemies for a wee while. Oh, we'll use it. Okay. So hopefully that will help us out. So did we go down this way? We'll find out, right? So I remember going down through the lava. It seems that we're not getting randomly battled. So maybe we want to try to go down if that's at all possible. And we'll avoid... Well, let's try going up here. Oh, well this looks like a thing, right? More lava? But yeah, it looks like we found our way. A new treasure chest, very good. So we did it. Is it a canna box? Sounds dangerous. Unfortunately, we have some hit points left. Well, you know what? We'll go to tactics and we're going to follow orders, everyone. I don't want them to auto battle. And we'll try to get some defense up. And what's poof? That won't help us. Oh wow, he can resurrect people. He's pretty badass. But yeah, these things are usually pretty dangerous, so we're gonna try to fight this battle wisely. Well, he doesn't have enough MP for whack, that's good. Can I equip the cautery sword? Yes. We'll attack with that. And I'll have to remember to use... Oh, well, to put the boomerang back on. Well, that wasn't too dangerous. Oh, a seed of agility. Very good. Yeah, I thought that was going to be very deadly. Not so much. Not complaining there, though. Yeah, it's good that I bought that cautery sword for Jimbobo. Because the boomerang is very nice, I really like it. But you do want, you know, kind of a one single target heavy damage weapon too. So I don't really think that was a life and death battle. It could have been, but something tells me it wasn't really that deep. Okay, so we are... Let's use a Seed of Life on Jimbobo. I always like making that one main character really... Oh, we're going to get random battles again. I always like making the main character really powerful. It's nice to see how that turns out. I don't know why I just remembered this. That was something I used to do in Breath of Fire 3. I think you could farm them a little bit. It was, you know, permanent stat boosters. I had a really powerful hero. And, this, you know, this is, I don't know, I always automatically thought of this when I thought of that game. And I remember there was a fight. Well, it wasn't a fight, it was a scenario in the game where you had to train this one guy up, an NPC, by fighting him every night. To, you know, for story purposes. I won't go into it, but I remember fighting him so much that he was actually strong enough to one-hit kill my party members. It was a funny, it was really funny, especially considering how weak he was to begin with. Mudslingers. Well, they did nothing. They merely died. Oh, we're fighting... I don't know if you guys saw it in any of the episodes, the animated armors or something that an enemy would summon. But I think I've only encountered them while grinding. It looked like there are a couple boxes over here, so we will Go grab them, right? Why not? It sounds like we're getting a little bit of sound lag. It's not too bad. It's a lot better than what it was. I'll take this. Magic water. That's good. We want to be able to restore our hit points and all that. Well, yeah, our magic points and our hit points. I don't think I have a lot of magic water, so... Nevin's pretty squishy. And of course he gets that 0 resilience every level. I should probably look at his stats. He's probably like a Tella from Final Fantasy IV. Another canna box. Hopefully this thing won't murder us horribly. And we'll put the cautery sword on. Oh, I don't want to use it. And one funny thing about Tella from Final Fantasy IV, maybe I'll do that game someday, is that he actually got weaker as he leveled up. I remember I used to watch the stats of the characters for that game, and I thought that was funny. Funny thing that they added. He was so old. Of course, his hit points and magic points would always. Well, I don't know about MP. I don't think his magic points increase, but that was for another reason. His hit points and stuff always did, but his stats would actually get weaker. And that's another DS game. I actually played the DS remake before. My opinion of it was somewhat mixed. In some ways I really liked what they did with it. In other ways, not so much. You know what? Did I put the boomerang back on? Nope. I'm gonna do it now. Excuse me. I forgot, we actually have Nevin's healing rod. Well, maybe we'll try using it. That would be a good idea, right? Because why heal? Why spend magic points healing people when you can, use an epic item? This looks like it goes somewhere. I don't know if we want to go back here or we want to go up through that staircase. And look, a dead guy! Let's see if maybe we can use this thing outside of battle? Nope. So it has to be in battle. There's no response, it's just a corpse. Well, who would have thought? He wouldn't talk, right? We'll do Carver. He's actually taken a lot of damage. Not as bad as Evan. These things died before we could try that wand out, or the rod out, or the staff, or whatever the hell it is. I can't seem to get it right. Okay, well, we'll go up these stairs. Now we'll use it, right? So yeah, we'll do Carver. Nevin is also very slow. Oh wow, well, that works. I mean, it did pretty much what I expected it to do. But, you know, it's nice to see that it actually does what it is advertised to do by the NPC that we talked to. Of course, that thing's dead, and we can't get another heal in. Kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy games where you could have the things like heal rod and stuff. I used to use them a lot. Because if you can just, you know, keep using something, getting free heals or whatever out of it, you might as well. Alright, so what's over here? Let's see. Treasure. You like treasure? Well, at least we found a use for Nathan. And we'll have him heal himself. These things really don't do much damage. I think I mentioned earlier on that they did nerf these enemies a little bit. It's another canna box. Now we could peep these things and you know, stop them from doing bad things, but it's really not that deep. Because as you can see, we're not really a threat. Now, if he got some magic points, he might have been able to kill me, because Whack, something about that name. We keep getting Seeds of Agility. They're really like the most common things. I think I looked up the stats a while ago. Unfortunately, I don't remember what I read about them. I mean, I'm sure agility probably affects turn order, probably affects your chance to evade, might possibly affect an effect on certain weapon types, you know, things like that. You know, the sort of things you'd expect agility to do in an RPG. You know, it's always good to look that stuff up and see how the game interprets these different things. Almost on this fight. Yeah, I should have been using that staff the whole time. It's not terribly convenient, but it works. And we got level 15 Nevin. He still sucks. But we learned Swoosh. Swoosh! You gotta love the spell names in this game. They're so weird. That's one thing that I do have a bone to pick with Square was, you know, if anyone remembers the naming conventions for Final Fantasy spells, it was usually things like Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3, Fire 4. You know, I might have ranted about this before, but I'm going to do it again. And then they changed it. And they had Fire, Firaga, Firaja. And I think there might have been like some other things like Figara or something. And, you know, I guess they were trying to be creative. But the problem is the old system worked. And it worked very well. Because, you know, anyone with half a brain knew that Fire 2 was stronger than Fire 1. I mean, it's just simple common sense. Now, I mean, you can probably guess that, you know, Firaja would be stronger than Fire. But, you know, the problem comes in as, like, you know, well, is Firaga stronger than Firaja? You know, I just always found it to be cumbersome and unnecessary. And also, if you think about if magic were real, and you had people who studied magic as their profession, they would probably use very simplistic and straightforward naming conventions for it. Why would you call it something crazy when you'd probably just want to say this is fire too? This is the stronger form of fire. So that's the end of my rant. And Jimbobo got a level up. Nothing too great about it, but it wasn't a bad one, that's for sure. You know, I think we went over there before. And it looks like we're about to get out of the cave. And I might end this episode with us leaving the cave. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I didn't die or anything. I just kind of had to edit a little bit because there's just a very loud crash, and I didn't want it in the video, so my apologies. I don't want to, you know, frighten anyone or split anyone's ears or anything like that. And we're not done with this cave. Oh my god. This is very... I asked for a dungeon and I got one, right? I'm not gonna complain though. It's a very, very beefy dungeon, I have to say. We've been through several maps here. And he just straight up killed me. He straight up killed Carver. Wow. Wow. That dude's savage. Fortunately we have Zing. So that's the nice thing about having that guy. So it looks like there's something over there. Message scroll in the dirt beside the corpse. May the gods protect you, my prince. So, we do know the prince is here. Interesting stuff. So maybe we'll get to the bottom of all this mystery. And I should have used Nevin to heal. My bad. My bad. So I have to say that, you know, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I mean, this story isn't amazing so far. There's nothing about it will blow you out of the water. Not a whole lot of games have stories like that. But I have to say it's pretty good. It's one of the better stories that I've seen. It's pretty well constructed. I like the fact that you don't know what's going on right away. And, you know, there might be little plot holes here and there. You know, that's normal. I know people tend to get hung up on them. But, you know, it's a story. And it's for entertainment. You know, it's not history or something like that. But yeah, so you know, there's probably little oversights and stuff, but I have to say, overall, they've done a pretty good job on this story. And it kind of had me wondering what was going on at first, and you know, I still am. You know, like once we get a question answered, you know, there's more questions, and not to mention that there's some. You know, the characters have personalities, they're kind of likable. You know, maybe we'll see a little character development even, that would be nice. You never know. You know, of course, you know, the main playable character has that kind of strong silent type thing going that is so common to these games, but that's okay. But yeah, so... You know, I like where this game is going with the story. This is something, you know, you kind of have the usual boogeyman bad guy. But, you know, the way the whole thing's presented, It's pretty cool. There's a few moments where you're like, oh. You know, I did kind of call the whole thing with Somnus being, at least in the dream world, being Murdaw. But I was kind of joking. I didn't really expect it to be so. Oh, here we go. This is uncanny. There is something sacred about this place. I sense the goddess is watching over us. We must rest here tonight under her watchful and most merciful gaze. And that's the campfire. If you remember correctly. Yeah, this is the campfire from before. I don't Nevin wasn't here though. Well, so, you know, we know it's not history repeating itself. Well, kind of. Trouble sleeping? Yeah. It's only natural. The time is almost at hand after all. Now, where did he get to? He went to check the path ahead, but that was some time ago. And this is pretty interesting that, you know, this is a dialogue from the beginning. But they don't really remember anything. So, ahoy! Are you three done sawing logs? I was out scouting. Ain't no doubt about it, this is definitely the place, but what? You look somewhat puzzled. What is it? I don't know. I can't shake the feeling that we've been down this road before. But no point fretting over it, though. You get enough rest, it's high time we shove off. He's right, we have nothing to gain from dallying here. With the grace of the goddess, we have traveled far to get here. Now our goal is in sight, we must press on. Let's do this, Jimbobo. The dread fiend ain't going to defeat himself. Fate of the world rests on this battle. If we emerge victorious, peace will be restored. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Come, Jimbobo, we must go. I'm not gonna... You seem troubled. Are you too haunted by memories of this place? Yeah. It's puzzling, but perhaps it's not our place to understand. Only the goddess knows the truth. We better go. Our destiny awaits us. Now, I'm curious. I don't remember Nevin being in the beginning of our, you know, on our first episode. So I'm curious as to see whether it's in there. I might actually watch it again. I was going to cut the video off right after leaving the cave, but I don't want to leave everyone hanging too much. So we'll at least go to the next screen and see what happens. Here we, yeah, this has got to be different. I don't remember Nevin being here. Murdaw's keep awaits us at the bottom of this precipice. But how do we descend safely? Because if you remember, they had a flute of some sort. I know I've been here before. Maybe it's just... It's what? Oh, maybe it's Delavue. Déjà Brew. Or my imagination. I was trying to figure out what he was saying at first. Then I saw Deja Vu. I realized he's mispronouncing it. But I'm through with thinking. I got more important stuff to worry about right now. And we'll see. Let's see what Millie does, because we do not have a flute, to the best of my knowledge. The final leg of our journey awaits us. The legends are true. All that remains is to play this ocarina. Did she mention even having that? Okay, is this a plot hole? Yes, just like before. Here goes nothing. Maybe she remembers more. Right? I mean, I do feel like this is a little bit tacked on, like... But maybe it's explained a little bit better in the game later on. We really don't know who Millie is. We have an idea of who Jimbobo and Carver are, though. Of course, Nevin, obviously. So, you know, maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something about Millie and the ocarina, or ocarina, I'm probably saying it wrong, and the dragon. Of course, we all remember this, right? Murdaw's Keep. Well, this is a little bit different. So we'll see where this takes us in the next episode. I think this episode's been long enough. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, as usual. I will be back with more Dragon Quest. In fact, I have to upload some Dragon Quest. I have to have quite a few videos waiting to be uploaded, so I'll get on that. Yeah, that would be good, right? But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will be back with more. And until next time, good luck and happy gaming.